All right, everybody, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. I am being assaulted on co-host today by JuniKoh, but it's not JuniKoh.
No. Hi.
Hi. Hello.
Hi, friends.
Hi.
Oh,
my name is
no.
Humbug.
What have I done?
Yeah.
I don't know. You obviously did something wonderful because only the coolest people get to hang out with us.
Yeah. Rue was teaching Kylie how to play the tricksters.
Yeah. I did a great job. I got like a bunch of 4Ks and then I got a bunch of no Ks, but we don't talk about that part. I hit from really long distances. Rue was really impressed with my knife throwing.
That I was, and I'm your host, littlerugaard, and we've got another match for you on the docket today. We got How Did We Get Here versus Monarchy. Again, going back to ARP and starting it off once again with the Deathslinger. How did you feel? Were you two watching the Deathslinger match previously?
Yeah, we were watching. I mean, kind of sleepwatching, but watching.
You know, he does the thing with the gun, and he picks it up and it goes bang.
Yeah.
That is true.
It was pretty cool, I guess.
Pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of old. So...
Oh, goodness, this is killing me.
I mean, it's not like we can simp for him or anything.
Oh no. To be fair, I don't. There's no outfit besides like the double onesie that I'd even want to wear on that killer anyway. So.
Oh, the onesie is so good though. I will. Okay, yeah. No, that's probably I can get on board. I suppose.
Oh goodness, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't imagine this killer will take a giant red outfit into a map of comp that's a little bit on the nose. It's a little bit, bullseye, if you will, but
yeah, but that would be so flashy. It would show such, I don't know, confidence or something. It would show such like conviction in one's ability to choose an excellent style,
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe they would want to boop his snoot.
He doesn't have a snoot.
Yeah, he doesn't. Definitely no snoot on the Deathslinger. Definitely just pain and suffering on the Deathslinger.
Yeah. We call him Kid Rock because he looks like Kid Rock.
Kid Rock.
We go, his name is Kid Rock because he looks like Kid Rock.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I could totally see that. I actually totally see that now that you say that.
Oh, hi, we're poodles.
Hi.
What do you mean? What the WTF is this? We're hi. Oh wait, we should do the thing. Hi, for anyone just joining, I'm JuniKoh.
And I'm Hum Q215 or Humphrey Beauregard or Humbug for short.
And when our powers combine, we form
PoodleKoh.
We're siblings.
And variety couch poodles.
And we are we're JuniKoh's puppers, and we have a pup cam. And we play Dead by Daylight sometimes. So we're just popping in to say hi. Don't worry, we're not going to commentate on the match. We've already been told by Guilt we're not allowed.
They are the pre-game warm-up.
Yes.
Yeah, we're just like the what are the peanut gallery? We're the peanut gallery.
Aren't some dogs allergic to peanuts though?
I don't know.
I think we're more of the poodle gallery.
Oh, okay, maybe.
I don't think so. I mean, we all like peanut butter.
I like peanut butter, but I
that's
don't. Survivors are gonna have to be coating themselves in peanut butter because Deathslinger is not very slippery, and when he gets you, he gets you.
Rue, that's bedroom talk and inappropriate for the workplace.
What, you don't cover yourself in peanut butter to try and escape the killer's grasp? Make
Rue,
yourself all
that's
slippery?
bedroom talk and inappropriate for the workplace, and I'll thank you kindly to stay out of my personal business.
Oh my word! Why? But we got how do we get here? We'll be killing first, and I'm curious. Again, this Slinger match we saw earlier in ARP today did not go super well for them. They got a little bit of an They had a good start, and then it just Survivors ripped that advantage right from the killer's grasp, and again, those Survivors coated themselves in peanut butter. Just saying.
Okay.
Do you feel attacked?
I mean, yeah, a little.
At least they didn't botch the names this time.
True, you didn't. That's good of you.
But we are learning. And with that said, we do have the Deathslinger loaded in, and this is the correct map, thank goodness. And a little bit of an interesting spot. There's no middle gen, but that 3 gen over here on this corrupt side is actually kind of close to the middle, I would say. A little bit of an interesting setup.
It definitely is. That's going to make for kind of an interesting match. Having that 3 gen not so far, to one end or the other.
Yeah, and by the looks of it...
No, go ahead.
No, it makes it seem like there's going to be somewhat of a forge on this side. Yeah, actually, both of the gens are really close to the choke point.
Yeah, I think if the Survivors can get one of those ones done pretty quickly, that's like kind of towards the center, they'll be in a pretty good spot, to be honest.
True. They do have... There is still technically this 3 gen over here. Actually, the more central gen might be closer, and Survivors have done a really good job, either immersing or making sure they're not in line of sight, and I imagine this pallet will get pre-dropped on this next one. I don't think they're going to be able to get the shot here. No, they're greeting it? Oh, my word.
Ooh.
Ballsy.
That was a big hesitation from our killer there.
Oh.
It was. And yeah, they're going to go ahead and take the chain break and, make sure that Claudette is nice and deep wounded.
Gonna definitely be taking advantage of that pallet drop animation, which is spicy. That was a nice hit from that the Quentin took just now.
True. However, that is 2 survivors that have to mend. Yeah, this gen is gonna get dry kicked. Remember, Call of Brine is not in the game just yet. Do you think Call of Brine will be comp playable? I think people are gonna bring that.
Remind me again briefly.
Dry kicking gens now applies Ruin. Ooh, good palace down there.
Right. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Because I mean, you know, Ruin is a really great perk, right?
If it wasn't on a hex.
If it wasn't on a hex, that's the thing. You know, that is a perk that can literally be ripped from your perk slot, and then it's useless. So, like, the idea that you can cause that regression with another perk that is not, you know, cleansable, I think absolutely we could see that make its way into comp.
I would have to agree. And one thing we're doing, I realized that when you were talking just then, Quentin took that hit because they have Lucky Break Iron Will. 2 gens. Yeah, there's no 3 gen anymore. They broke the 3 gen during the corrupt.
Yeah. They did an excellent job of that, and this has now gotten a lot more difficult for our killer.
It is. Survivors have fully reset. Essentially, the game has restarted, except there's no corrupt and 2 gens are down.
Oof.
Yeah, the hit that Quentin took there was absolutely perfect because they were able to get away. And even then, Quentin did take chase for a little bit and wasn't able to mend immediately. But they were still able to get away. Like, Lucky Break Iron Will is 45 seconds, and I think they even still have some time left.
Lucky Break Iron Will is an excellent combination. It is also super great if you run Overcome and Inner Strength.
That's often what happens. Well, not Inner Strength, but usually we do see Overcome on those survivors as well. And it's a good combination. It is, I will say, in pubs, it's frustrating. Oh, good vault there. The mind games from these survivors are on point. Revaulting as well, oh my word.
I feel like we've been seeing a little bit more hesitation from this killer than I would have anticipated, and I think that the survivors are doing a really good job of kind of capitalizing on that.
I would agree, and another gen falling for these survivors, and they're going to break off chasing the Quentin and go after the Meg instead. Just trying to get something. They need a cook right now to get some pressure. Oh, not even able to get the hit on Meg. Ducking around the corner, and they will get a hit finally before the middle vault, and that makes sense. You don't want a middle vault in front of a killer, but, or at least not in front of Deathslinger. And Quentin coming in for another body block here. Another gen falling in. I don't even know where they lost some Meg. Well, they found them, but Quentin's gonna be able to take a hit now. Well, nope.
Oh no!
No, they're not.
That was dirty.
That was very dirty. Yeah, Meg was not able to vault the pallet because Quentin was actually blocking her.
I was just about to say, I think that we could potentially see our first 4-man out here, depending on if our killer is running any endgame perks or not.
True. We haven't seen anything besides corrupt. Wouldn't mind a Blood Warden. Blood Warden, please. Yes, yes.
Ooh, that would be so. Oh God, I love a good Blood Warden play. It's like, even as a survivor, I feel like I don't often get mad at Blood Warden if it's a good one, because like, it's just like, yeah, man, okay, well done.
I mean, Blood Warden is just a perk that the survivors have to give the killer. Like, there's technically no reason Blood Warden should activate unless survivors either just hyper on the altruism train or just don't know that you 99. Like, certain behavior would have to make 99ing a gen a thing of the past in order for them to actually make that work. And all 5 gens have been done. No way out proc. We see the no-ed, and we've only got one, like, they've only hooked 1 survivor, so I mean, to be fair, if they are able to get another down in you know, another kill here, that does bring them up significantly in points. However, as you pointed out earlier, that'll leave 2 survivors still fresh. So a 2-man out, 2K, 6 stages with only 2 survivors being hooked the whole game will result in a win for the survivors.
I will say it is rather fortunate for our killer that, oh, he's leaving, but I was going to say that survivor is hooked directly in front of that no-ed totem.
True, that is a good point. I was about to say, like, I'm surprised the speed of, again, the Deathslinger game we saw beforehand, when they had this kind of lead, I'd say, on the gens, usually survivors take their time to, you know, find all the totems. In this case, they seem to have skipped that step, and they are taking some hook stakes for that. So they might have also not known about it. Actually, survivors didn't know about it until that moment. And they know about it now.
Oh,
and
there it
there
goes.
goes.
I was gonna say, how altruistic will you be? Because I've seen so many plays with Noed where you think you're gonna be able to do it, and then you all go down in the end, and it's just not worth it. But now that that totem is cleansed, I mean, nobody is out, which means a couple people probably have borrowed, and if that's the case, there's no reason they can't make an attempt.
True.
Be nicer if this door was 99 first.
Well, the Nia was trying to get it, and the Deathslinger did interrupt them.
And we do see the survivors running off over there towards Shack in the distance.
I believe that's
I
where the
think
other
they're
exit gate
setting up.
is.
Yeah, I believe it is.
I think they're gonna be setting up for a rescue here, maybe. And
I imagine so, yes.
I love it. I love this.
I do believe, though, Nia will be going to second stage. Yeah, they procced the No Way Out immediately. They got the exit gate open. They might just be taking the... Yeah, they're just going to take their routes. They're going to take the 5-stage 3 out.
Disappointed.
I don't inherently blame them. If Nia was the other survivor with borrowed time, there is a chance that you could be given the killer, an extra hook, state, or kill. And I mean, oh, nope, they didn't. So they had both their borrowed times available for that. They just didn't want to try it. They didn't want to risk it.
And she
they'd
had
still
GX
win.
as
I mean,
well.
they were. That's. I
Yeah,
feel like that-
actually, with the DS
feel like-
here,
Yeah, 100%.
Well-
I feel like could have
The DS and the adrenaline.
made a go of that. Like, oh, that's right, adrenaline too.
if this
Adrenaline
survivor,
McCroft.
if this survivor had gotten an unhook, yeah, I think they definitely could have gone for it. They weren't the kinship survivor, but yeah, you pointed out perfectly. Adrenaline and DS, they could have easily got that unhook. I think actually, I'm surprised
yeah.
they didn't.
I
still
am
win.
also very surprised, especially since the door was that close too. I mean, it's not like they had to get them all the way to the other side of the map. You know, they could have easily taken hits, taken shots, whatever they needed to do. I'm a little bummed.
Yeah,
It was a fast match, though.
it was, and again, they didn't take the extra time they needed to get that Noah down, so that did result in Nia, taking that insta hit, and they did go to, they did go all the way to death hook, but it's still ultimately going to be a 17-11 win for Monarchy. They did what they needed to do. Gens were being blown out of the water. Quentin punishing the Deathslinger for taking the hit, just
Oh, that was
really
that
good
was
survivor play.
clutch.
And actually, Rue, I believe that was a 17-11 win for How Did We Get Here? Not Monarchy. You said Monarchy.
Yeah,
Oh.
Monarchy was the survivors.
Yeah, Monarchy was the survivors.
Oh.
How
Yeah.
did we get here as killer?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, the
How did
score
we-
is
How did
wrong
we
on
get here?
the-
Was the
score
Deathslinger?
is-
Yes.
The score is flipped on the.
Score is flipped.
Yeah, there we go.
yeah.
The Monarchy and How Did We Get Here were their points were reversed.
Oh, they were.
Yes, but it's been fixed.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was not aware. I just like, I just saw it. Okay. But with that said, we'll be seeing, I believe, same map again, and I think it's gonna be a mirror Deathslinger from what it looks like. So we're gonna see how Monarchy plays the Deathslinger this time around.
But he's so old.
So is Blight. So are
Yeah,
so are the twins technically.
Yeah, but Blight's like a speedy boy. Deathslinger's just like an old crotchety man who sits on his porch and yells at children.
Is this true? I
Yeah.
think we'd have to interview the Deathslinger himself and
No, this
get
is what I
confirmation.
choose to believe. I'm just saying,
okay.
Blight can like zip zap around the map, and he's like real cool and scary or whatever, and he does this good like yell thing, you know?
Oh goodness, I definitely can see it because Blight is probably one of the fastest killers in the game technically, and Deathslinger is a 110 killer. So I don't know if there's lore to back this up, but I could see the deductive reasoning here.
I think Kylie's making some excellent points. I mean, he is old and slow. So,
True,
I mean,
it's possible. I don't know. I think chat needs to confirm whether or not the Deathslinger is the old crotchety type that says to get off their lawn.
speaking of killers, how do you feel about the perks for the new survivor? It's a flawless transition, Rue.
Flawless transition. Actually, I just realized. Yeah, good point from chat. Adrenaline had actually already been procced on the Nia, so they would have
Yeah.
actually had adrenaline.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. So they still had DS.
Still though.
You can still take. I don't. Maybe they just didn't want to risk it. Again, hindsight 2020. They might have had the resources. They might have not. Who knows? But I mean, it's still a win. You take your points where you can. So regardless. Anyway, so back to new survivor perks.
Because we talked about the new killer earlier and the new chapter, but we didn't really talk about the new survivor perks. In particular, I'm really curious how you feel about the new boon, because I have heard people say it's either going to be busted as in useless or busted as in very OP. And so I'm interested to hear what your thoughts are.
2% is so. I understand where people come out. Oh, it's just 2%. It's it's not that much. It's negligible. But one, it's incredibly noticeable against 110 killers, and 2 to 4% is generally what people that use hacks subtly use, and that's very noticeable.
Oh.
So I honestly like. Not hitting on behavior too hard here, but I think it's kind of on the nose that they haven't gotten rid of the just sheer amount of subtle hacking exploits in the game, and they give us a boon that can mask that.
That's really crummy.
That
I hadn't even
really frustrated me.
considered
I am fine with it as a concept. Like, if subtle hacking was not an issue in the game, I think the boon is technically fine. It doesn't stack with the others, so if you've got 2 overlapping boons, you're not going to get 4% faster. 2%'s annoying, but I mean, it goes into the realm of what boons are, which is generally annoying perk for killers to deal with anyway, so nothing really there. I wish they would fix the subtle hacking first before we got this. I mean, it feels kind of on the nose, but I'm actually really happy for parental guidance. I think parental guidance is actually super insane. Like, low key.
Is that the one when injured survivor? No, that's empathic, whatever. What's
empathic connections.
Remind me of
that is the 10-second Iron Will lucky break. After stunning a killer. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Which, by the way, DS does proc. So if you DS a killer and you have parental guidance, you're gone.
Way.
Oh, hell yes.
Okay, yeah, all right. Now I see, because I didn't really think that was gonna be like too much, But now that you say that, yikes.
Oh, I think. Oh no, did I just say what? Did I just? Yeah, Guild pointed out in chat before I actually got a chance to. Yeah, DS parental guidance is good. A lot of killers face tank pallets in this game, and especially in comp. We might see parental guidance get some use in comp potentially, just as I stunned with a pallet. It's like, I got away, and the killer's like, oh, you how? So we might see it there.
So I wonder if we see that, if people will pair it with something like smash hit, maybe. Because to me, that seems like a pretty obvious pairing. I don't know if it's justifiable enough to run smash hit, but I mean, I feel like that could be a fairly complementary pairing.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's a lot of really useful. Again, it's just why I like the idea of parental guidance. Like, as a killer, it's going to be so incredibly annoying, but I also just really like the idea behind the perks, because you do ultimately have to get a stun. So if the killer is playing pallet super safe, if they're not letting you get the S, technically you're probably never going to get use out of it. But if the killer is playing aggressively, you can get rewarded for it. Like, I really like the design of it, because it's not free. You have to work for it, but if you get it to work for you, it's so incredibly powerful. Like, whether you can do a smash it, whether you do DS, whether you just, head on. I've seen, I did the other day where I did head on with it. That was silly. I like it a lot. And again, same thing with, that's the thing, like, I do not like, in the current state of the game, the boon. But if it wasn't the way it was, like, the boon would be fine in my opinion. And I like parental guidance. I think it's the ultimate chaser perk, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It is saying, hey, it's the opposite of empathy, right? You instead of like taking empathy, it's like, all right, I'm gonna go drop the killer off at the survivor on a gen. It's the opposite. The survivors that are injured see you, and it's like, oh, I'll go drop myself off on this guy. It's like, perfect. We get a chase.
One thing I have to say that I'm not like super thrilled about with the new chapter. So I'm not actually super excited about empathic connection. as a perk.
Really?
Yes, and here is why. Because I don't love the idea of making new perks that just make older perks
Obsolete?
kind of irrelevant. Yeah, I really dislike that because I think empathy is a good perk. I think aftercare is a good perk. I think that this is better than both of them.
I forgot about
potentially.
aftercare.
Yeah, and I feel like by having this perk in the game now, you've sort of just gotten rid of 2 survivors perks, including one survivor who is a core survivor, like one of the original 4. And that to me, like, I know it's not a big thing. It's not a big deal, but it doesn't sit great with me. Like, I just don't love that.
I actually need to go back and look at aftercare because like I always forget what it is. I know there's an R reading aspect to it. I forget what it does.
So
Or you rescue from a hook.
once
ahead.
you've rescued someone or they've rescued you, you see their aura for the rest of the match, wherever they are within a certain range. But usually that can be like the whole map. I mean,
honestly,
you can usually.
I think aftercare still does a lot for you that's different from that one. Because at that point, if you interact with them, they see your aura indefinitely until one of you dies. And you can apply that to any number of
That's true.
survivors. Empathic connections only works if the survivor is injured.
That is true.
So-
but I do think it takes the place of empathy.
Kind of. Like empathy is
But you
it's
also-
the reverse
you also get-
connotation.
You get it, but you get a healing boost. You get a healing buff.
Yeah,
with
the
empathic
healing
connection.
the healing buff is the defining part there for sure. I would say when it comes to empathy, I think what could be done is maybe they just buff the range because empathy is only like 32 meters, right? It's for you seeking out other survivors to heal.
Yeah.
Empathic connections is passively saying, "Hey, here I am, come get it." They kind of fill a different role. I do agree that it does really feel like a better empathy, and I will agree with that. Aftercare, a bit different connotation, but yeah, empathy 100%. I will agree with that 100%.
Yeah,
see
that's
that.
the only thing that I don't love about it. I think it's a good.
We could
it's
get a
good
buff for it
perk.
though. We could get a buff to empathy though.
That would be nice, but I mean, but when do we ever get what we want?
I mean, they have. To Behavior's credit, they have been going through some of the like the perks that people wouldn't say are very good, and like again, Zanjin Tactics, Gearhead. You could only make a bad perk so good, right? But they did like Deadman Switch. Insane for a period of time.
Right.
Boilover, insane. Boilover still has uses. As again, that other game that
for
I have,
sure.
you can play around it. So
Boilover is definitely a much more viable perk now, but then you think about like what they did to Buckle Up. They did nothing helpful to Buckle Up. Very sad.
I mean, again, you can only make a bad perk so good without making it busted. I think you, within the design space, you make it as best you can within the space that it was intended to be designed for, and that's kind of all you can do. Because you also want to save, future perks. And again, I think that what they'll do, they'll just look at empathy as like, all right, we made empathy, not as good as, empathic connections. We'll buff empathy. Maybe give it, a similar like, oh, you have 10% faster healing speed, and we'll increase the range that you can see survivors. I don't know. We'll have to see. Behavior might surprise us. Also, another really awkward corrupt. We saw that on the last map, and again, just really weird corrupt zones. What is up with this?
I don't know, but it took a while for our killer to spot anybody, which downtime is not good time for the killer.
True. It is not. They were doing a good job hiding out there, and they do get that on Meg. However, it looks like Meg is the lucky break survivor here, but they do get caught. Oh, they got caught out hard, and they're gonna go down. I think they could mess it up, but there's no dead hard or overcome. Now they go down, and it's gonna be about a minute and a half into the game. They're gonna get their first hook here for the killer.
And basement?
No,
Going to
not basement.
Not basement.
Flashbang or something. There. Yep.
They tried.
That was a good
Oh,
turn.
that was well
That was
played.
a good turn.
It was, and
Well played on the killer's part.
Scourge hook to boot.
It's interesting watching the use of things like flashbangs or poppers or anything like that, because when we're playing, I am always using them not at hook, because I think the timing is very difficult, but on pickups. Because you can be much more consistent.
True. You can't
and-
turn around during mid animation.
You can. Wow, that was spicy that avoidance there.
Some good jukes, but in the end, yeah, they do go down. They wasted a little bit of time. Meg did get a reset there.
Mm-hmm. We see this Tap rocking the new Tone Tap outfit.
Hey, that is some good drip, just saying.
Yes, Tap, the king of drip.
Oh, okay, I'm getting corrected by chat. Thank you. I forgot that Empathy was map wide. I thought Empathy, am I wrong? Empathy used to be a range, right? It used to be small. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I don't remember.
All right, I gotta know. I was under the impression that it was not map wide originally. I'm gonna go check this out now. In that case, yeah, I don't know what more you could do for Empathy. You might give it a speed boost. I don't know, but regardless, these survivors have given 2 hook stages to the killer. They just got a gen done. That is a that is a deadlock on that one gen. So they are running deadlock and scourge, which is a little bit of an interesting combo to me, but again, I don't fully understand it. Maybe there's a big brain play behind it, but the killer, it definitely feels like they've got a good spot to be in.
Well, I mean, I would say they're off to a relatively strong start considering the corrupt that they were working with at the beginning. They've gotten 2 hooks. They've only popped 1 gen, so.
Well, they got a second one there, so making some headway back. However, this is going to be a 3rd hook on a different survivor, so we're about to be to a point where there's no fresh survivors in this game, so it's going to give a bonus to the killer as well. But very different contrast to the previous Deathslinger games we've seen today, where they seem to be struggling. This Deathslinger seems to be kind of, stepping into their stride a bit.
I would definitely agree with that. And it feels a little bit here, I feel like in some of the other matches today so far, we've seen the survivors really having kind of a clear plan on what they want to do or how they want to do it. Taking really smart hits, etc. And I feel like so far our team right now seems a little bit scattered and maybe a little bit frazzled, but I have faith that they're going to gather their wits. They're going to make some excellent plays.
Possibly, yeah. We'll have to see how they come back for this. Again, Deathslingers seem to be, camping this choke point a little bit, content with their spot at the moment, but I don't know. There's a 3-gen on the 3-gens on this side. So they got 1 near the hook, they got 1 on the other side, and they got 1 behind them. So they do have a 3-gen, they do have a hook in the 3-gen. Survivors got a little bit of an uphill battle to take this back, especially if Steve goes a 2nd stage here, which I think they are.
Yeah, they are. They're going to have to try and find some way to lure him off that half of the map. But to be honest, I don't necessarily see that happening. I think Numinous is comfortable where they are.
Yeah, they've got perfect vision of this choke point. It's actually this is a really nasty spot to be in, honestly.
There's like no way to creep back to that half of the map.
Nope.
That is
gotta be very
brutal.
quick. Truly, and yeah, we see them going back there, but unfortunately, Deathslinger does not have unlimited range, which is not unlike Empathy, because it is in fact 128 meters, which is effectively almost the entirety of a map, given like maybe some corner-to-corner situations, not quite, or maybe RPD. But okay, so originally,
historically it was not.
Yeah, well, actually, tier 3 of the perk when the game first came out in 1.1. was in fact map-wide unlimited. They changed it to 128 in 2.6.
Oh no,
Some
Tap.
really useless trivia for you.
Tap, you gotta let go.
Yeah, he's dead, Jim.
Oh no.
And now Tap's dead.
Oh no.
Tap's 2nd hook.
At that point, getting over to this half of the, I feel like with so little time left in him right there, that was a big mistake. Oh no,
Oh,
and the
no.
dead into the tree in the wall.
The mattress,
Oh,
the mattress,
no.
the wire box on the wall caught him. That's unfortunate.
Oh no.
Oh, and that's gonna be 2nd hook. That is brutal. If they were able to sneak a survivor onto that back gen, though, they could. They did, yeah. And popping it to stop the gen from regressing from the Scourge hook there. So good play on them jumping back there to get it.
They are both down here. I don't know if you go for this.
I think the other survivor can go for the unhook here potentially, not the Meg. If the Meg goes for it, I think she's gonna get downed here, but yeah, she didn't go for it. She still has Lucky Break. It's now gone, I think.
I was gonna ask you a question about that, which was, at what point when you're playing killer and you notice someone has Lucky Break, do you just let them run for a while? Because Lucky Break is not a full-time perk. It is a limited perk. Oh, Fang.
Yeah, the problem is that now Meg's on the ground. I can't tell. It looks like Tap might have kinship. Oh, nope. They're gonna let him have it. They're gonna have the unhook here, and yeah, there's gonna be a hook trade. There's probably borrow time on this Fang, but I don't know if they're gonna be able to get the pickup in time. Ooh, I thought that hit.
Wow.
I also thought that hit.
Yeah, Meg does get reset here. No soul guard on Meg, and yeah, and this isn't unbreakable. They might go for the 3-man slug here.
Oh, this is rough. I think unfortunately when our dear friend with the drip, Mr. Tap, went for that unhook, it just put him in a really rough position.
That was close.
That was so close.
That was well played.
very
Just
close.
wasn't quite able to get the distance.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Good fake.
Oh, stopping him from doing the heal. That was well played.
That was well played.
And
Oh no.
unless Tap has the unbreakable, we know they don't have DS because they picked up a survivor. Yeah, they're not even gonna take the chance. This is
definitely
slides
not.
out, I think. We haven't seen Deliverance yet. There could be Deliverance on the table still, but
Our poor bunny Fang.
Yeah, and there it is on Fang.
yep.
Beautiful, but he's gonna drop and go right for it. He is saying, I am not taking chances.
They got the pickup,
He
so they
does
are
get
getting a
Meg up,
reset.
Yep.
All right.
If Tap has the unbreakable, that could be enough second chances that the survivors are able to reset. But and they do. They have the unbreakable on Tap as well.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
What a reset!
Wow, that was super well done.
No DS on this survivor because they
Wow.
did get the pickup. Meg did heal with what's left of their med kit. They are going to be able to possibly reset and get this last generator done. Really good job coming up.
And
Indeed.
you were doubting. I heard it in your voice. I always believed.
Again, it just blows my mind. Like, cause we have it like in pubs, there's no shortage of second chance perks. Everybody has them. In comp, there's very few. You get a DS, you get an unbreakable, sometimes a soul guard, and a deliverance. And these survivors make so much with so little. It's still impressive to me every time.
That was like a 5,000 IQ play.
Oh, did
Oh.
they just move? Like, was that a desync? Like, all of
No,
a sudden,
no.
they were around the side. That was weird.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I might have just blinked,
followed
maybe.
that and thought it went as normal.
I just might have blinked then. That might have been the issue. And a Scourge hook to stop that. That Scourge hook might have prevented that gen from ever getting done now. That's an extra 15% off that gen. So close to a perfect reset.
Oh man. Oh no.
And yeah,
Meg
you saw that
always-
last bit of
almost
lucky
got away
break
with that.
expire. Ooh, nice attempt there. So, you asked about lucky break when you notice it as a killer in pubs?
Yes.
I would have to say it really depends. If I have line of sight on that survivor, even if I don't get them down, I'll chase them just to waste the lucky break. Oh, and they're going for their Fang. Yeah, but I don't think it's enough time with the that Scourge hook and their aggression that they had. Just not nearly enough to get that gen reset. And I think we're gonna see the final really good attempt. Really
That
good
was a-
attempt.
Really big, like 5,000 IQ play from the survivors.
Oh, for
that
sure.
was really beautiful. And you called it too. You were
Ooh.
like, well,
Oh, that miss though.
I wonder if
So
that was
close.
just like iframes.
It might have been. She did get a speed boost out of it, so that might have also been an issue with it, but regardless, I don't think there's going to be much coming back now. Just interesting. Just, I guess, waiting a little bit to go for it. But that will be the 4K.
You really called it out though, you know, with if they've got deliverance, if they have unbreakable, and
Yep.
and those survivors were ready for it.
They were. And notice that Meg is not on the side of the map with the basement, or the shack, so there's no hatch play
No
coming
hatches.
in.
Concerned about that.
Their only
Yep.
hope is that maybe they bleed out. There is about a minute left on the clock, so they could bleed out.
If they've gotten themselves kind of out of the way.
Mm-hmm. I don't think you would be able to cross that choke point without getting hurt somehow, so we'll see if they're able to find the survivor on the ground. Well, we'll cut over to the survivor in just a second, see if they get picked up. I'm just making sure that there's gonna, There's the point. They are no longer. They're a minute down. We'll see if they are able to be found. Where are you?
Oh my God!
Oh my
They
God.
crawled
Oh
to the
my
shack
God.
side. They're not going for the.
Door.
They're not going for the hatch though, and that's smart. I don't think you could actually get the hatch here, due to the fact that as soon as the Deathlinger walks around, it's like, okay, they're not over here. Maybe they got through the choke, and they're gonna go right back to the hatch. So they will get the bleed out here. I think. I think they're not gonna be able to get the 4K, or at least not the full 4K.
Interesting.
Yeah, Meg actually made it to a bleed out.
Wow.
You don't see that very often. Bleed outs in this stage are very rare.
That's our friend Shelby. She's a champ.
Well played.
Bleeding out.
She said, "No, thank you, sir. I will not give you that last hook."
Yeah, and you guys called it overcome on this survivor. Again, very common. Yeah, botany knowledge with the med kit just to give you that little bit of extra heal. You get 24 charges. You get 33% more, so that's enough for 2 heals. Just enough for 2 heals. And yeah, well played, and that's going to result in a set win for Monarchy, 38-19. And we'll have to see how they handle the next set going in.
Wow, that was a heck of a match.
It really
was.
was.
I was ill prepared.
No, that was a very good game. We've seen 3 so far. The first 2 survivors definitely had the upper hand a lot of the time, or if the killer got the upper hand, they quickly pulled it back. That time, survivors not quite up. Again, that was just that hook that they kept using with the Steve and everybody else. Just probably one of the nastiest hooks there was. There was a gen next to it that you could see anybody coming through that choke point very perfectly. Just that's hard to get out of. That's so strong.
Yeah, I agree. There really wasn't much they could do, but they certainly made the most of what they had at the end.
They almost got that 5th gen done too. I think if it wasn't for that last Scourge hook, I think they would have been able to get that last gen done. Sure, it might have been a 4K, but they probably would have got the gen done.
That was excellent.
Absolutely. And with that,
Wow.
we'll be moving on to the Suffocation Pit, where another mirror match of Executioner.
We love this. Rue, I have a thing to discuss with you
Oh.
regarding
Did you just say regarding?
No, I didn't, but oh man, I'm so disappointed.
Oh, I am too.
I've heard this pun too many times to be offended.
Regarding the beautiful, amazing top tier S+ tier perk of Buckle Up that we were discussing, because I was thinking, right? I was thinking you were saying, you can't just keep buffing bad perks until they're busted, right? But I was thinking, like, what could you do to Buckle Up as a perk to make it a more viable perk, right? What if you made it? What if it was something sort of like Kindred? So when you are down, the rest of the survivors can see your progress.
So instead of the person running Buckle Up seeing others' progress.
No, so you
both.
can, yeah, both.
Yeah,
you
if
can
you
still
have
see everyone's
Kindred-
progress.
If you have Kindred, you can see everybody else. That's if somebody is hooked and you have Kindred, you can see everybody else. And same thing, if you have Kindred, you're hooked, everybody can see everybody.
Because to me, that's one of the things about Buckle Up that I feel like is really detrimental right now, is it's very much not helpful for you, right? Like it's not a perk that helps you in any way. It only helps your team.
Right.
And it's pretty weak. But if there was an element, if there was like a Kindred kind of component to that, it would be a much more like, I feel like there would be like a little more impetus to run it, because it would also help you, especially if you were like in solo queue or something. Obviously, if you're in Swift, Buckle Up is useless.
I could see that potentially.
And I also don't think that would break it in any way, because it would would still be Buckle Up.
No, that's interesting. I haven't heard that side of it. I don't hate that idea. Chat, feel free to weigh in on this. I'd be down for that. I think that's at least. I still don't think it makes it any more viable, but it definitely fits the constraint of like it doesn't break the perk. It makes it probably do the best that it can, unless they're literally saving that exact scenario for another perk where it's like survivors can see what state you are on the on the ground. In which case, I'd probably be very mad.
How would you break it? How do you break this perk? Like, do you
How do you
add
break Buckle Up?
a speed buff?
Yeah,
to
if you would break Buckle Up, by making it like Breakout, where within a certain range, survivors get a speed boost from seeing you.
Oh.
That's how you break it. Like if you're within, if you are within 16 meters or 8 meters of the survivor with Buckle Up, you get a 15% speed boost. Or you give Buckle Up a pseudo "We're Gonna Live Forever" because We're Gonna Live Forever 100% faster healing speed.
Thinking.
You give it a 20% healing speed bonus. And again, that wouldn't necessarily break it, but that would definitely be it's getting into the stronger category. At that point, you bring We're Gonna Live Forever and Buckle Up, and it's kind of insane. 120% speed pickup is pretty juicy, especially if you've got a boon around there or a med kit. I mean,
That's true.
You don't. That's why I'm glad that Empathic Connections is 10%. I don't like adding healing speed at this point in the game. I don't want any perk that adds healing speed. The stacking is already getting ridiculous.
So, okay, so slightly getting away from Buckle Up. How do you feel about the idea that has been tossed around recently of making Kindred base kit? Because as a survivor main, I love this idea because it gives people in solo queue a much better understanding of what's going on. I think it also does decentivize the killer to tunnel or camp, like camp as in just stand in front of the hook and camp. But I'm wondering how you feel about it.
So I would prefer not quite that. I do think that they could help make solo queue, but I think what they could really do in the situation, instead of giving giving base kit borrow time, giving all these things base kit, just add pointers and commands into the game, like other multiplayer games where it's you point hey, I'm on a gen, or just call out things, or point hey, don't come here, or hey, come here, kind of thing. Just give the ability to make just 3 different communications, 3 different emotes. You don't have to do dancing, you don't have to make gestures, just make a ping system.
How do you feel about base kit borrow time? Because I originally was oh, I feel like that could be really OP. But now I think about it and I don't really know that I think it is. I mean, I guess an end game, yeah. But most good killers, even most decent killers these days that we go against, wait out borrowed time. It buys you 10 seconds, but nothing more. That's
not the abusable bit though. It's because you could just body block for free, and then you run DS base. You don't have to run borrow time base kit. You just run DS instead, and so it's just free body blocking for the unhooked, and you can't pick that person up for 60 seconds. Yeah, that's the issue. Is if they made borrow time base kit, I think I've said this before. 3 seconds, no more than 3 seconds. Because that way, if you're body blocking, you're not going to be body blocking for very long, and you can still hit the survivor and get to the next one that was unhooking that you're trying to go for. It makes body blocking a lot less awful. If they do borrow time base kit, it needs to be the bare minimum. Anything over 3 seconds, I think, is a bit too strong. If that makes sense.
Interesting.
So we'll see. And yeah, Guilt even saying in the chat, they are doing a pointer system. They've talked about it before. It's just whether or not when we see it, I think. So they are going to bring something to that. I understand wanting to bring solo queue experience up with base kit stuff. It's just you have to be very careful what you give base kit, because
I feel like Kindred would be a good happy medium. Because I feel like you get the information, but it's not like running borrowed time, which is just going to be really strong, Right.
And I think that this is the other issue too, is they need to be careful with, is that anything that you do to buff solo queue can easily be a even higher buff for Swift. And so
well, I don't feel like Kindred will really do that,
I mean, Swift still run Bond.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I still don't think it would be that huge of a thing in Swift, because if you're in comms, you're just going to say, yeah, the killer's literally right here, or the killer's to my left, or...
Well, Bond is also to try and, make sure you get the flashlight saves. Make sure you're always in position, and Speaking of position,
Interesting.
this Fang got caught way out of position. They were not able to split up because this is only about 30 seconds into it, and oh no, that is we're not even 30 seconds in, and they got it down. Oh,
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it really
You'll note
is.
that this pyramid head seems to be running the same add-ons that were run on run is not a word, that were ran on the other pyramid head, meaning they've got extra distance on that long range attack, and they've got extra time on their goo.
yeah. Honestly, I'm still kind of reeling from the early down, but yeah, you're obviously correct. We might be seeing more of these add-ons than I'm. It's just so weird to me. But you know what? Maybe it's for making sure that they get those mind games. They gonna get this? They do get. Oh my word!
God!
Wow.
Waiting to get to the top of that ramp so that the power does go through, and they get the hit through the wall.
Wow! Wow! Wow!
What a shot!
This is a rough start. I am worried, and there are scratch marks right there. Oh,
They're trying to get this gen. A scourge hook, regressing that gen even more now, and this survivor is tormented.
Oh no! This is so bad. This is so sketchy.
And I'm beginning to realize why they're running this. So that way, you see what they're doing right here, where they're just corrupting everywhere, is what you want to do as a pyramid head, because it's you're not always going to get those M2s. Those M2s actually get really difficult. I think they just got some really cracked shots. But what it does is allows you to just mind game right up until the point of no return. And another shot. Holy cow.
Stop it.
Here is just unbelievable.
Stop it.
This is some pressure. Holy cow.
This is racked at Fortnite, my guys.
Oh man.
No. Oh no.
Oh, they get the vault too. The mind, like this killer has just called every single mind game flawlessly so far.
Yep. They absolutely have.
This is really hard to watch. They are at 5 gen still. 5 gen. 3 hooks. That is bad.
That's what happens when you get downed early in the corrupt. I mean, corrupt just ended. Like doing gens during the corrupt is just inherently hard. But if you get they got their first down in 30 seconds.
Yeah, it was unfortunate.
Yeah.
Spawning.
Truly, and they are getting the unhooks, and they're trying to get a reset here, but yeah, I don't think the gen that exploded was the middle one, and there's no progress. Yeah, these generators are virtually untouched here.
Oh, this is so bad.
Yeah, this is a really insane start for the executioner here.
This is one of those moments where when you're playing as a survivor, you have to stop for a second and you have to take a big breath and you have to say, what are we doing wrong? How do we fix this? Because if you just keep going like this, it doesn't get any better.
No, that's entirely fair. And ooh, good dodge there. I mean,
Just barely avoiding that.
first step would be making sure that anybody that's death hook is never found again. Second is you gotta break your 3 and 4 gens. And then last but not least, this tap has to go on a chase of their lifetime. Nope, we're going to the corner.
Well.
Ooh, good dead hard.
Oh, spicy dead hard.
Wasted a little bit of time on the killer's part. I respect.
This is just. I'm sitting here and I'm like, please pop, please something pop.
Yeah. I don't know if that was a scourge hook or that was a failed skill check. I cannot tell. Ooh, they do have a gen pretty long over here. So Jake doing some work on this one out here.
Still. Oh, there we go. Oh God.
They do.
A little bit.
Yeah, about to say, I would be shocked if we didn't start seeing them. And yeah, we're about to see 2 generators go. First one down. Jake was about to finish that one, so I imagine they'll go back to this one. Jake? Lucky. Okay, that was Lucky Break more now. I saw they had no scratch marks. Like, wait, why are there scratch marks back? It just Lucky Break expired and went away. So, okay. Lucky Break out. Jake's got to go reset themselves. They do find Fang. Fang is Death Hook.
Fang is Death Hook.
Yes, she is.
Oh, you guys, you got to get Fang out of there.
They're not going to commit, actually. Trying to take a pot shot and running back.
But unfortunately, we are going to lose.
Yeah, Tap is going to progress.
Tap is tapping out.
I was waiting for it. I'm glad you hit it.
And now we're at that position. You've got 3 survivors. You've got 4 gens. He's chasing the Fang, who is on death hook. This feels rough, but to be fair, we did have some cheeky end game play in that last match that we weren't anticipating, and that was a good use of life and avoidance of that long range shot. Wow, she got some big distance with that.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, she did. Steve over here as well working on gen. So they aren't giving up. They are definitely trying to get some gens. Try kicking this gen, interestingly enough.
That's surprising to me.
The only downside compared to the previous match is that Pyramid Head negates 2 of your best second chance perks.
That is true.
Oh man, just trailing it up and chasing the survivor the entire way. Not even having to use it, just leaving it there, making him have to, you know, I didn't realize how good this killer is at zoning.
Yeah. There's a lot of things about Pyramid Head that I didn't realize until Guilt came in and taught Kylie how to play Pyramid Head. Because he is a much harder killer to go against than I realized that he was difficult, but I didn't really understand why. And
and we see the end of Fang, which is not a good position.
Triangle Man Supremacy we're seeing in the chat, that is
when he's
certainly be the case.
Yeah, when he's played correctly, this killer, there's a reason that Pyramid Head is hailed as the top of the A tiers. This killer is very strong. So, how many gens do you think the survivors can pull out? We know at least 2 are pretty close.
You mean 2 more?
I think 2 more. I think
There's
2
one.
more.
There goes one.
Or they get 3 and they
Both die.
perhaps both die.
Possibly. Sprint Burst on the Steve is going to get them quite a bit of distance here, which is much needed. If he gets this shot, oh, okay. Okay, they saw that they outran. So good call from the Steve, not giving the Pyramid Head a chance. This Pyramid Head has gotten so many cracked shots before the walls.
Yeah.
I would have screamed.
This Steve is holding W for his dear life, and
What do you
frankly,
gotta
I
do?
think that's the best thing he can do right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's just got to waste time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And taking that hit, but they're not going to commit just yet. Maybe they're trying to make sure that they don't get too many gens down here. They do smell the Jake, however.
Yep.
A little bit of moonwalking there, hide the red stain, but yeah, like you guys said, holding W is the best thing you can do in this situation. They get stuck there on the wall, though. Are they going to be able to? I don't know if there's a med, like, Jake's med kit might have 1 more heal in it. But Steve, I don't know if they're going to be able to find a way to get a heal. They'll have to hide out and meet back up at some point or something. I don't know.
This is getting tense.
Yeah. This is. It will certainly be interesting to see how they play this.
I agree. This is mostly a dead zone without this pallet. And no, they just ran for it and they're going to go down here. However, if they crawl to this corner, there isn't actually.
The tap took the hook that was here.
Yeah.
Tap did take that hook, and I don't think Steve has taken a hook yet. So
That's true, but with our Jake still injured, not sure.
Well, I think the basement's at Shack, so if they crawl to the corner, there's a chance. No, they didn't crawl to the corner. If they crawled to the corner, there's a chance that you wouldn't be able to make it to Shack. But I think, yeah, the pathing is there. Yeah. Yeah, you just get there. Yeah, this will be second hook for Steve? No, first. Oh, you're right. Okay.
First hook. Unfortunately, I think all the Fang can do at this point is sit on the gens.
The Fang is dead.
I mean Jake. Not the Fang. Yes, the Jake. Sorry. It's because Shelby has played Fang a lot, and now Shelby is playing Jake, and I am confused.
No, you're good. You're good. And that might be what we're seeing over here. I'm not really sure. I would have expected them to be on one of these gens, like you said, and I'm not seeing them anywhere. They might be hiding out. Actually, okay, so what's the play here? The exit gate is on one. There's one exit gate over here. You got Shack on the opposite end. Where's that second exit gate? Depending on where that second exit gate is, might be. No, it's right by Shack.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, there's a chance here.
What is the distance to look at both of these? No, I think you can police both of them. I don't. Well, you obviously. Oh, you have to close this one. I don't know.
Honestly, if Junie and I were playing this right now,
Yeah, you asked what the play is, and all I could think is, are you talking about like, what is the comp play or what is the JuniKoh play here?
yeah, the JuniKoh play here, in my opinion, is if I'm on hook, I'm gonna tell Junie to hide, not to work on gens, not to give away my positioning, and to just hide. If we were in comp, right, and so you're not Kobeing or anything like that.
Oh, they were here. They get the house.
Shut up!
They weren't in position.
No way!
Holy shnikes!
Oh my god!
Okay.
Wow.
Big hatch
Cheeky.
energy there,
Totally
big
coming in
hatch
with
energy.
the big hatch energy.
They did have
Damn.
Iron Will, so they wouldn't have been hurt. They were. Oh my word.
God, what I wouldn't have given to watch that from their perspective,
Seriously.
though, because I don't know where they were, but they were right there. They were ready. And the fact that they did not get caught one time, that is ridiculous. I'm sorry. I am like geeking out because I didn't think we would see a single hatch escape in this tournament because we haven't seen one yet.
There have been, I think, 2 potentially because of the way they. Maybe to be fair, they were hatch escapes after it was like a 3-man out. So 2 people left through the exit gate, the other person left through the hatch. We've seen that I think twice, but yeah, that might be the first time we've seen it as like an actual escape. We almost saw a exit gate escape the other day because it was some galaxy brain play, but they ended up wait, were you guys here for that? That was the Dead Dog Saloon with the Huntress.
I don't think we were.
Okay,
No.
that was some good stuff. That was definitely worth a watch. But yeah, well played. They are going to be able to get that one survivor out, which does make for some interesting some gambling, I guess, to be said for the next set. Because what is that? That is Monarchy gets 21 to the survivors 8, but that's not a 4K. They did. Actually, I forget. They did 3 gens, 2 points for the survivors. So, okay. So how did we get here's killer have to do? I'm trying to think this. So survivors can do 4 gens. If you can, well, you don't even need a 4K because you need a 4K, but I think you can give, if you do a 4K at 4 gens, I think you win. I think it's if the survivors do a 5th gen, they win. Because you've got 3 points to play with here because it's 21. It's not the full 24. Yeah, actually, this is the first time I think we've got this scenario happening. And actually, if there's a point guru in the chat, I would love to be correct on this. 21 to 8, 4 gens is 8 points, but you also have 3 to play with because of the 4K, which means you can give a total of you can give 10. Help. Do math for me.
I don't do math.
But
I went to music college. I only need to know how to count to 16. 32 if I'm feeling real spicy.
Oh goodness. Anything in 7/16 rhythm?
No.
No?
What? No.
Why not?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
That is obscene. I will not indulge in such things.
It's not that obscene. Come on.
7/16. Jeez.
What? Oh, come on. It's not that bad, is it?
It's not great.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I prefer 5/4. Thank you.
Oh, okay. 5/4.
Mm-hmm. Yes. 5/4.
There was a joke in my head that ran, but we're gonna let that bird go elsewhere.
I mean, but you don't gotta. Is it spicy?
Maybe. All right, I'm getting word because so 5 gens and a 1-man out. Interesting. Okay, it's like 11 hook stages. 3. This will be interesting. Again, we've never really had a scenario like this where we ended, with 8 points on the survivor side, but not 24 on the killer side. Usually it's 24, but they actually got they got the man out. So that might be actually. Is that the first time in COTF this season that we've seen a survivor escape without doing all the gens?
Maybe?
That's so rare.
I do also want to point out, though, that Shelby was the last survivor in the last match, too. And almost was going to go for Hatch, but didn't.
And
bled out. She was the Meg who bled out on Azeroth. So
true.
I think if I'm a comp team, I'm looking to hire Shelby just for the luck alone.
True. That's actually a really valid point. That is some serious next to your luck. Or maybe they're built different. Maybe they're just built different. If we had less time on the clock, I would have switched from a survivor perspective to see, but there's a it's a 3-minute timer for endgame, so. And worth noting, they did correctly call that there was going to be a no way out, so they weren't going to go for the exit. They knew they had to do hatch if they wanted to get the game. We have seen them touch an exit gate, walk all the way around the map, and then work on the other exit gate. But that's like, that's not suffocation bait. Suffocation bait, there's literally a choke point.
Yeah, that was just beautifully done.
Really was.
If I were the killer, that would have scared the pants off of me, frankly.
True. Yeah, so
the way they came around the corner.
So if the survivors do 5 gens and they get 4K'd, that is a win for How Did We Get Here. If the survivors had to do 5 gens and get 1 man out in order to win the set.
This is going to be an interesting one. I'm very excited.
Again, another executioner play. They literally gave their killer a shot of bringing it back, because otherwise you'd have to actually, otherwise it'd be a super tall order. Otherwise it'd be a super duper tall order because there's only 3 gens done. So you'd have to 4K before 3 gens in order to even, at 3 gens it's a tie. So this gives the killer a lot of much needed wiggle room and breathing room. It's like, all right, we don't have to take the full gen regression. We can take no way out if we want to. So
yeah. Our friend Shelzar in chat has pointed out that Shelby is built to last.
Oh my word. No, they were Lucky Break Iron Will. Thank you very much.
Salt. Do I sense salt from our friend?
When they buffed Lucky Break originally, it was like, what, 90 seconds of Lucky Break when it first came out? I was just like dry heaving on the floor from how disgusting that was. I was like, oh goodness, Lucky Break. And to be fair, they did the same approach they normally do within the bounds of the perk. They're like, all right, what can we do to make this perk better? It's just, unfortunately, some perks are in an area where they can be busted. So
yeah,
luckily it's down to 45 seconds. True. Luckily for us killers.
Do you remember the hot minute when the boons were overlapping?
Talk about my second moment of dry heaving on the ground.
Because that was something.
Yeah, that was awful. That was.
I remember watching Scott Junn's video with survivors healing in between the cooldown on his hits. That was painful.
The moment of realization. Thankfully, they jumped on it real quick. Real quick. They're like, all right, boons do not overlap anymore. Thank you.
Yeah, thank God.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, their effects transfer from one area to the other, so they overlap in that regard. But yeah, you don't get like double healing speed, or in this case, double speed. Thank goodness you don't get 4% or 6%. Because yeah, if you go like RPD and you bring, people just go to RPD, they stack their boons on top 2%, 2% in Shadow Step.
Yep.
Scratch marks, they're 4% faster. Just ugh. And see, that's the thing it's horrifying to me, is that with this boon at 2%, and if you're running Hope, you are 1% slower than a 110 killer.
Wow.
Gross.
That is gross.
Like, are they trying to make 110 killers obsolete? Jeez.
Side note, CRN? I don't know if that's how you say their name, but they have pointed out that you could say that Shelby got her lucky break.
No, that's a pun I can get behind. That's a pun I can get behind.
Yeah, boons, when, for anyone who wasn't playing at the time or just wasn't, I don't know, boons overlap.
Yeah.
Boons overlapped. So you could have 2 boons that overlapped, and the speed healing was like doubled. It was terrible. I mean, it was great for survivors, but it was terrible. And they got rid of that real fast.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was going to say, like, do I bring up the video of it where they were showing off, like you said, the healing? Oh man.
Yes.
I don't think we're gonna have time because the lobby is running up momentarily here, but yeah, it's worth a watch. It was scary from a killer perspective. I was like, stop it. No.
I mean, there was nothing you could do.
Yeah, you
Literally,
could not do
there
anything.
Was nothing.
Yeah, it was so gross. So gross. I'm glad that at least we're at a point now where it's like, you know, they stopped the overlapping. They made it 75% instead of 100%. But honestly, I don't even think they needed to do it was either like nerf the total healing speed of the boon or just nerf the total number of stacked healing speed. Because like if you take, you know, if you do like resilience, desperate measures, and all this other stuff, you can still take, you know, 3 to 4 perks and still get like a 4 to 5 second heal with the med kit of your choice. Heals are still super quick. It's not just the boon. It's just the boon makes it that much more insane.
Obvious.
Yeah. I still go into games where I hit a survivor and I watch them run away and then I see them sitting there and then like literally 5-6 seconds later, like, oh, they healed up. It's like old school DBD where you used to be able to heal in 4 or 5 seconds. Do you guys remember that?
Yes. No.
Oh, okay. There's videos of it on YouTube where back in the day, with self-care, body knowledge, and med kit, you could effectively, like, the killer could hit you, and you could stand there, heal back up before the killer's wind-up was done. That was just the game's come a long way. Thankfully, getting that level of healing speed takes a lot more than just like 2 perks and a med kit. It takes like 4 perks, a med kit, and then maybe you have to get into a boon area. You can still do it without a boon area, but it's still, I don't know. Just killer things, I guess. I need to do that. I need to make a, you know, the Reddit pages that take just girly things and make memes out of it, where it's like, you know, sacrificing your boyfriend to the entity or something like that. Just girly things. we need to do just killer things.
Just killer things.
Just killer things.
I love this. This is brilliant.
I'm gonna start it. This is my new meme format. I am getting it. What is it? What do you call it when you join an NFT? Selling your soul? But anyway.
No fucking thanks. Sorry.
Oh, gee.
Easy.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Sorry. But I mean, you set it up. You set it up right there. You said, "Here is the thing. It's on a platter. I'm putting it in front of your face. You got to say it."
No, I understand where it's coming from. Again, I was more or less making fun of, like, you know, the idea of copywriting a meme format or turning into an NFT, and then I said exactly what it is. You're selling your soul if you do it anyway. So I'm sorry. Man, we just got political all of a sudden. All right, back to Dead by Daylight. We're loading in.
Yeah,
it's executioner time. Let's see how these survivors handle the executioner this time around. The executioner knows what has to happen, and we'll see. Oh, this is. I cannot say what this build is, but if you notice, there is no corrupt intervention. All right.
I'm sorry. Wait,
this is the second time I have not seen corrupt intervention. These survivors know something's up. Something is definitely up.
What do you mean there's no corrupt intervention? I thought that was base kit.
I do not support the idea of behavior making this perk base kit, honestly.
No, but I mean, I thought it was base kit in the tournament.
I know.
Like it was just permanently glued into your perk slot by guilt, and you could not unequip it.
No, I know exactly where you're coming from. And also, correct me if I'm wrong. We're seeing a different. I don't even remember what this. I think this add-on that we're seeing makes them undetectable in their torment.
Yes, it does. Because I was looking at it the other day, so I can give you the exact what it does.
Yeah.
They're using that range add-on again, and then they are using the Obsidian Goblet, which means they gain the undetectable status effect when standing on Rites of Judgment Trail.
Interesting. Oh, forcing the dead hard on the Claudette prematurely, but yeah, it's interesting. I guess that's not going to go through. You're in the basement side. Basement does not allow you to shoot through that. I keep forgetting that I think the Eerie add-ons are actually okay. I'm used to Eerie add-ons being banned, but Pyramid Head's Eerie add-ons are like not really that great. So
no, they're not.
Ooh, good hit there.
Very solid.
However, one gen has
gen
finished.
Down.
Another
But
gen.
our first hook.
And this is why we have. There you have it. That's why we run
Holy
corrupt intervention, because
shnikes.
3 survivors on 3
no.
different gens.
Oh,
The last time we
no.
saw this happen in this league was the Doctor game, and the exact same thing happened. They won their chase. 3 gens gone. And yet, despite all this, I do not think that behavior should make corrupt base kit. It would be so strong. If you made corrupt base kit, you have to block like 30 seconds at most. It's ugh. Anyway. All right. So this is the killer's plan. Interesting.
No, there has to be a bigger plan here.
Another gen. They know what they have to do.
I believe in my heart that there is a bigger picture here, and we just haven't seen it yet.
I don't know, but
No, I'm certain. I'm certain.
okay. Are they gonna wait out the DS? They just did a gen, and like that was 2 people on a gen right there, and yeah, the Nia's I don't know. This is interesting.
No, there's a bigger plan here. Rue, you gotta believe. I believe.
I'm trying. This is a super weird scenario.
Their
Yeah,
name
they
is
just jumped
Hammy
back in.
Star. I believe in them.
I need to go back and double check. I think that you're allowed to bring any add-ons on Pyramid Head. Maybe a purple one's banned. I keep forgetting that he has like really bad Eerie add-ons, and so like nobody should care. Oh, they got him that time. Oh, the dead hard. The undetectable almost worked there. And there you have it. And the DS to boot.
Oh no.
Oh, we see the
I
no-ed.
still believe.
We
I
see the
still
no way
believe.
out.
I still believe in Hammy Star. I'm believing. I don't. Oh God, it's right there.
Yeah, the issue is that
No.
I understand where this build's coming from, but the survivors aren't incentivized to get one person out. They just need to get one person out. Like, they don't care if if 3 people die, they don't care. Their objective is to get one person out. Yeah, they're on the wrong side of the map. Unfortunate, and yeah, that is going to be. I mean, this survivor is effectively dead, but I imagine they went in. Do you see the scratch marks? They're gonna get the no-ed. I think they're gonna get no-ed here.
Except-
Yep, and there's that 1 man out. Now they won. No, they didn't. Interesting.
Because
That is
it's
true.
not over yet. Because why isn't it over yet, Rue?
For those of you who don't know, there is Blood Warden in play. So those
Yes.
2 survivors may not be
There
leaving
is.
after all, but they did do their objective, and they might have seen this coming because
did.
no corrupt, they saw this coming. They got that survivor out, so they secured their win. And they're like, all right, if there's a Blood Warden, now we'll try and play around, but they secured their win regardless. Yeah, okay, so I was right. Yeah, any of the add-ons are allowed. It makes sense because his add-ons are so... There's 3 add-ons you could consider using for him, and everything else is just super meh. So, waiting out the Blood Warden here, but I don't see any survivors. I think they've immersed... They would have called out where no-ed is. I think they're just gonna wait near the exit gates and then leave. Yeah, we see no way out, or no... Sorry, Blood Warden expire, and I imagine the 2 survivors will be taking their out shortly. Not really sure where they
Wow.
are, though. Yep, there they go.
That was, I really thought that maybe there was gonna be a way to make something happen. I think that no corrupt, it was a risk. It was a big, big gamble. I respect the hustle. I do think you're right. I do think that was perhaps a bit of a mistake.
Just a little bit. When you see the 4 of the homies, I approve of this perk against Pyramid Head. And yeah, just... I get where it's coming from. Again, it's just... Survivors have to make a critical newbie misplay to fall into Blood Warden. And I think you would have been better off just doing Corrupt instead of this. I know there's no, like, I don't know. I appreciate where they're coming from, but didn't end up paying off. And with that said, GG's WP to How Do We Get Here. Congratulations to Monarchy on their win. They're going to get this set and the match points. Sets point and match point. And that'll be a 3-0 lead. And that will be all there is for this matchup. And we've got 2 more games coming up today in about 35 minutes here. We have actually who's next on the list? I didn't actually see who's up next. Do you know who's up next? Shadow Wolves and Hex Girls. They're the one that changed the name, right? Yes? Maybe?
Yes?
Yes?
Yes. I'll say it confidently so it's true.
Okay, there we go. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, Shadow Wolves and Mirage will be up next. And with that said, thank you for watching. You've been watching Cabins of the Fog, and we've been joined by the wonderful JuniKoh. Where can we find you next if you go live? Yes? Tell us.
You can find us 5 nights a week, including tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over at twitch.tv/JuniKoh. We will be playing some more Dead by Daylight. We'll be doing some sister queues most likely in the evening, in the beginning, where you can see us with our patented dual screen cam setup. And then we'll be swapping over after halftime, most likely to Killer, where you can watch a poodle kill with love.
Yes, you can.
Kill with love.
It's going to be big hype, friends.
So you're going to be playing Trickster with the new outfit?
We've already been playing Trickster with the new outfit. Excuse me. Kylie demanded that outfit.
It's
we
a
paid
good one.
real money for it. Like, yeah. No, it's
a good one.
beautiful. It is artistic and excellent.
For sure. And with that said, I've been your host, littlerugaard. I will be going, I think I will be going live tonight, barring something weird doesn't happen. We've had some weird weather in the area, so we'll see if we go live tonight. But regardless, you've been watching Champions of the Fog. Stay tuned shortly for another matchup, and we will see you in the next one.
Have a good one, day, guys.